Hello and welcome to live coverage of this Championship North game between Inverness, Caledonian Thistle and Stonehaven. Cali Thistle will be kind of heavy favourites for this one actually. They've been looking to keep tabs with the top of the league table as we just get all set for a kick-off here. There's the referee's whistle and we're underway. Cali Thistle go into this match 9 points off the top two teams who have perfect records in the Championship North. But with the game in hand, so it's important they get a win this afternoon to keep tabs on the top of the table. They do have two chances of promotion this season, but they can't afford to lose too many points this year. Stonehaven, on the other hand, have struggled a little bit this season. They've only won 1 out of their 6 league games, and they've gone out of the Championship Cup. But they're in here. Number 19 moving forward, that's a little bit of a heavy touch, and Sarah Murphy comes out to get the ball. We don't as yet have the Stonehaven lineups here. I didn't put the names and numbers up on social media, so if we get those at some point during the match, I'll make a point of reading them out. To have the Cali team, which we'll get to at some stage here, but Kirsty Dean's winning the ball back. Giving it to Jana Brady. Looking to play Julia Scott through in the right wing, just a little bit overhit. The Stonehaven keeper comes out to gather it. Still alive here, that's a loose back pass. Gilly McKenzie goes round the keeper. This is an early goal for Cali. It's in. Little bit of help from the post, but it's an early lead for Inverness. Haven't even managed to get the teams said out loud, but Kaylee McKenzie has added to her goal tally for the season. She, of course, got a hat-trick coming on as a second-half substitute a couple of weeks ago at the Caledonian Stadium against Grampian in a very one-sided win there. She's added to her account here. And she's trying to get in again here. But hesitancy in the Stonehaven backline. McKenzie's in straight away, and it's 2. It's a dream start for both Cali Thistle and Kaylee McKenzie. 2 goals within the opening couple of minutes. Could not get any better than that for Inverness. Going into the match, Inverness certainly weren't shy of goals. Say 12-2 against Grampian a couple of weeks ago at the Caledonian Stadium. Followed up with a 6-0 win away at Dunfermline. And they've started very quickly here. It's a bit of a loose touch there from Laura McIver, but she got away with it. Bit of a scrappy bit of play in the middle of the park. Stonehaven trying to move forward. Julia Scott's managed to keep that in on the right. She's got Rachel Gillies there with her as too. That's given away. Now Stonehaven trying, I'm not sure if that was a speculative shot or an attempted through ball, but it's been blocked and it's come back to Stonehaven anyway. That's Alex Andrews there, hacking the ball away, looking for McKenzie. She's got a head on it, looking for Abby Ross, doesn't quite come to her. The ball's going out for a throw in. I'll just take this opportunity to quickly run through the Inverness team now that there's potentially a bit of a break in play. In goal, Sarah Murphy, number 1. Number 2, Rachel Gillies. Number 3, Julia Scott, back into the starting lineup. She did miss a good chunk of the start of the season through injury, but made her return at the stadium a few weeks back. As into the starting 11 this afternoon. Abby Ross, who also got a couple of goals in that match. Number 24, Kaylee McKenzie, of course. You've already heard me talk about her a couple of times. 2 goals to her name already this afternoon, number 5. Jana Brady, number 6, in the middle of the park, alongside the new permanent club captain, Kirsty Deans, number 7. Alex Andrews, number 8, but playing at centre-back this afternoon. Becky Dingwall, number 14. Number 23, Laura McIver. And, of course, Natalie Bodiam, currently on the left wing, number 11. Substitutes today, Hannah Gordon, number 9. Number 15, Lauren Donald. Number 19, Robin Evans. And 25, Lorna McRae. And that's something that Cali Thistle manager Karen Mason will revel in. Already 2 goals to the good, but she's got Hannah Gordon and Lorna McRae on the bench, ready to come on at some point this afternoon. Have plenty of goals between them as well. Now here's Stonehaven trying to move forward, but Brady now picks up the loose ball in the middle of the park, looks to play out wide to Julia Scott. I think she's going to get there. She does, puts the cross into the middle, but it's held by the goalkeeper. has been a feature of Calais Thistle's play in the last few matches. They like to get the ball out wide quickly, trying to use the pace of their wingers to their advantage, getting into space behind the opposition defence. Used it to great effect against Grampian, certainly. It's how at least half of their goals came in that 12-2 win. Already looking like there's going to be similar signs of that this afternoon. Here's Stonehaven now not quite getting it under control, and McIver opts to go back to Sarah Murphy in goal. She'll look to play it forward, but it's given away. Dingwall gives it to Bodiam here on the left, though. She has got runners ahead of her. Brady making a run through the middle, and it's come to her. Forced back a little bit, but does take it under control. And it's come out to the right instead. It's a poor pass there, though, gives it away. Stonehaven just not quite able to get it under control as yet this afternoon. Kirsty Deans there saying she wants more options out wide, but they've gone back to come forward. It's Kaylee McKenzie trying to run onto this one. The goalkeeper comes out quickly to get there first, though. Manager Mason there wanting a high line with the defence, saying don't drop too much past the halfway line. The kick did reach probably the end of the centre circle there before anybody got a touch on it. It's a Stonehaven throw now, just in line with the edge of the centre circle on their left-hand side. Of course, it's not the first time Stonehaven have been here at Inverness Royal Academy this year. They were here in pre-season as well. On that occasion, it was another big win for Inverness. It's a ball through here for Abby Ross, though. Maybe a hint of offside, but the referee says play on. She shoots and it's in. Goalkeeper can't quite do enough. She did get a touch on it. And it's 3-0 to Calais Thistle. Almost in the blink of an eye. Abby Ross wasn't really a feature in the first few matches of the season, but she got her chance through the middle, leading the line at the stadium. She's managed to get on the score sheet again here. She's certainly starting to make a name for herself. There's a podium there trying to put Stonehaven's defence under a good bit more pressure. And giving it away to Brady, who can't quite get sort of feet out there. Dean's there with the block. Bodiam picks it up on the left. It's come back out to Brady after a couple of deflections. Slightly overhead pass. The goalkeeper comes and gets it comfortably. On that occasion, no blue shirt trying to charge it down. Of course, Calais Thistle in the new kit for this season as well. They wore for the first time at the stadium. It's a nice surprise for them to walk into the changing room. It's a ball over the top here from Andrews. Mackenzie's through. Is this the hat trick? No, she's hit the post. Oh, for all the world, that looked like it was going to go in. So even trying to break quickly on the counter attack here. Can't quite get under control. It's a decent ball into number 23 there. And now Calais Thistle looking on the front foot once again. It's a ball played down the right wing. Brady's trying to get there. She can't quite make it in time. It's almost like a chance to catch her breath now as Stonehaven have a goal kick. 3 early goals already for Inverness. Thought it was quite interesting the build up to this in the local press this week. Karen Mason, despite the amount of goals her side has scored in the last few weeks, was talking about needing to be better defensively. She'd have been delighted with a clean sheet away at Dunfermline last time out, but she wants to see a repeat performance this afternoon. Certainly that's where her attention has been so far. I suppose the attacking play speaks for itself to an extent when you've scored 3 goals the way that they have already. But her instructions, her shouts from the sideline, more often than not talking to the defence, trying to make sure that they keep a clean sheet this afternoon. That's a ball through for Julia Scott on the right. She charges into the box. She's going to take it herself. No, she squares it for Bodiam. I think she's taken a little bit by surprise by that. She checks back in, the shot's blocked. It's only half cleared there though. Let's try to go back to Bodiam on the left wing, just out of reach for her. Well, it's 3 for Inverness, but it could already be a couple more. Bodiam will feel like she should have hit the back of the net there. Mackenzie hitting the post, denying her a hat trick already. And that's a bit of a slack bit of play. You can't hold it against them too much considering the way they've started, but it's a Stonehaven throw in now on the right hand side. was a shout of foul throw, and it wasn't your traditional effort, but play on. And Inverness have the ball anyway. So Rachel Gillies now put under a bit of pressure, but she manages to find Alex Andrews. Pass it along the defence to Laura McIver. Becky Dingwall now at left back. Ball down the line for Bodiam's cut out and cleared away now. But Dean's trying to win it back straight away. As the ball just narrowly avoids the camera and me up here. Inverness through, and Dingwall trying to get her foot in there first. She does eventually have it now, but that's a slack pass. Stonehaven can't quite take advantage. Well, that's not the best of clearances from Alex Andrews or Rachel Gillies. Keeps the ball alive in the Inverness half. But it just end up crowding Stonehaven out. You can tell that Stonehaven are a side that have struggled this season. They've lined up with 5 at the back, which does mean when they try and counter, their options are fairly limited. Just need somebody to hold the ball up. As Bodiam here makes the run down the left. It's between her and the keeper gets there first. It's a nice idea from Mackenzie. Play the diagonal ball, defence splitting pass. Bodiam wanted it all the way, but she just couldn't quite get there. I wonder if she'll feel like she has a point to prove now after not quite hitting the back of the net with her chance a few minutes ago. It's another ball over the top. It's just too easy for Inverness. Mackenzie looking to get there first. Again, Stonehaven goalkeeper has to be quick on her toes to get to that one. You do get a sense there's more goals here for Callie Thistle. It may be a question of how many they score rather than whether they will win. Like I say, Mason wants to see more from the performance this afternoon than just plenty of goals. Number 23 now for Stonehaven, trying to get forward, but Dingwall gets in there well to win the ball fairly. Lays it off to Deans. To Brady, who looks to turn, looking for options on the other side of the pitch now. Gillies plays it to Scott. It's number 2 and 3 linking up. It's not often that's a right back, right wing combination, but Scott is very versatile, and she goes past her marker there. Cross into the middle, it's palmed by the keeper, not really away. And Brady! Not quite, blazes over the bar. It's good work from Mackenzie to keep that alive. She managed to turn and lay it off to the midfielder. Brady just not quite finding the net. You see the way it's lined up. It's almost a 6-3-1 for Stonehaven. That's a poor kick from the goalkeeper. It's gone straight to Bodiam, just in the corner of the box. She tries to play it through to Ross, who gets there first past the keeper, and it's a penalty. It's always that chance. If Ross could get there first, that she'd either go round the keeper or get taken down. That's exactly what's happened. And that's going to be Kaylee Mackenzie stepping up to take the penalty. Can this be her hat-trick? Oh, did you ever doubt her? 4-0 to Inverness. Mackenzie picks out the bottom corner. Wouldn't say the keeper was quite rooted to the spot. She did make an effort to get there, but never really came close to keeping that one out. And it's a hat-trick for Kaylee Mackenzie. She was the club's top scorer a couple of years ago. Last time we had a proper full season, not affected by the pandemic. She certainly looks to be in great form already again this year. It's been a little bit stop-start for Inverness. Potentially could have been blamed for a couple of disappointing results early on, but she is hitting the ground running, no doubts about it. Frank Below is here to throw in for Inverness now. Well, looks to find Bodiam. Well, it's headed on to her teammate there by the Stonehaven right back. Inverness get the throw in once again. Looking for options. Ross comes short. Brady looks like she's coming in for it. It's come to Bodiam, tries to flick it around the corner to Brady. Ross instead wins it back. It's away, and it's a strong header by Andrews. Stonehaven's ball in the middle of the park. And that has managed to go out to the left wing, but it's gone out for a throw. It's a good idea from Stonehaven there to switch it quickly, try and stretch Inverness a little bit. Like I say, playing with, at times, looks like 6 at the back. Right now, it looks like 5. It's not giving them a huge amount of width going forward. Brady's attempted ball through. I think Bodiam was calling for it closer to Ross, who just wrong-footed slightly, couldn't really make up the ground. That's a wide throw, wide kick even, from the Stonehaven goalkeeper that's gone out for a throw. It's Inverness's ball again, just about 5-10 yards into their own half. Andrews with the header. Brady trying to flick it on a little bit further, can't quite pick out a teammate. That's a chase on for McIver. I think Murphy's actually going to come out and get this. She does. Quite a simple pass to Dingwall on the left. She's put under pressure though, and Bodiam can't quite reach that one. Stonehaven's ball now inside the Inverness half. I think that is a very speculative effort. At least 40 yards out. Not much of an issue for Murphy to gather that one in and launch Inverness on the way forward once again. It's Mackenzie with the back heel. Doesn't quite come off for a good idea. Scott had initially made the run from Gillies' pass, but Mackenzie got there instead. Tried to keep it going towards her. Throwing again for Inverness. It's gone straight to the yellow black shirt this time around, but it's come back out to Becky Dingwall there. Gives it to Kirsty Deans, looking for options ahead of her. Instead opts to come back, keep the ball under control. McIver looking for Bodiam. Finds her, but the attempted layoff doesn't quite come off. Again, probably the right idea. Stonehaven throw, and it's Brady that takes it under control and wins the throw in for Inverness this time. Right on the halfway line. I think Brady then making the point it may have been a foul throw to the referee, but conversation doesn't last for too long. Another Inverness throw in. This ball actually comes around the back of us here. Brady can playfully gets it back, and now here we are. Dean switches it. Gillies plenty of space for her to run into here if she wants it. She instead opts to give it to Scott, who's come a little bit deeper to find a pocket space herself. It's an early cross looking for Mackenzie. Bodiam's there as well. Kind of hits her more than anything. Mackenzie trying to keep it alive. Gets caught in possession. Eventually, I thought Stonehaven were about to clear it there, but it's come back out to Scott. Showing her quick feet to go past her marker, not once but twice. Does win the throw in. There she goes to take the throw in herself. Opts to go back to Rachel Gillies. Again, puts her foot in the ball and does well to give it to Deans inside. She's got a couple of options. She elects to play it out wide to Dingwall. She's got a bit of time here, but not a huge amount. Looks to give it to Bodiam. The yellow and black shirt gets in there to cut it out instead. Trying to take the throw in quickly. A little bit of hesitancy in the Stonehaven defence, but it's come back out for another throw in. I think a note of caution there from Karen Mason on the sideline. She's already seen her team score 4 goals. It's maybe quite easy to get carried away and think you're going to score every single time you go forward. That's not going to be the case. Even against a team that's struggling for form, struggling for a bit of confidence. Have to be smart about it, especially if she really wants that clean sheet. Goal kick's taken. It's Kirsty Deans is here. She gets it the second time of asking. Here's Ross now with the ball. Forced a little bit wide. Essentially swap positions with Bodiam for the time being. Let's come back to Dingwall, who's played the ball in. Mackenzie, can she finish this one off? Oh, surely. That's showboating right on the line. And it's 5 for Inverness. 4 for Kayleigh Mackenzie. That's just too easy for her. They allowed her to get past the last defender. She managed to cushion the ball just enough to go around the goalkeeper. And then when it was clear nobody was getting back to stop her, she just flicks it in. One thing you must say about Inverness, they've been quite clinical this afternoon. Mackenzie did hit the post with that one chance. Bodiam potentially should have scored when she didn't. Other than that, there's not too many chances that have gone bagging. And here they come again. Brady sprays out to the left wing. Dingwall looking for options inside. Potentially better to go outside because she nearly gave away possession. She has actually. Here comes Stonehaven. Their number 19 going forward with the shot. Not too far away, but it is wide of the mark. Maybe a bit of a let off from Inverness. Like I say, they're not going to have this all their own way all afternoon. It's been a fantastic start for them. There's still work to be done if they want that clean sheet. It's a nice ball from Dingwall down to Bodiam on the left. Tries to give it back to her and she's overran it. Throw in for Stonehaven. I think this is the most advanced they've been from this sort of situation so far this afternoon. Attempt at a long throw. McIver's there to clean it up. Deans to Brady. They really do make things tick for Inverness in the middle of the park. Scott looks like she's about to make a run forward. She checks it instead, gets the ball just inside the Stonehaven half. Gives it back to Alex Andrews. Looks to play a long ball forward for Bodiam. It's kind of gone past everyone. Dingwall's not going to be able to keep that one in. It's a Stonehaven throw instead. Throw does finally come in. It's come off the Stonehaven player's back. Not really any control on that. It's an easy one for Inverness to mop up. Here's Brady now. Gives it to Deans. And Mackenzie. And Brady. It's a nice play here. It's come back through just over. Hit a little bit for Mackenzie. Good idea, must be said. Execution not quite there. Here's Deans. Looking to chip the ball forward. It doesn't come off. It's good pressing from Abby Ross there, though, to put the defender under pressure. And you see that paying off here. Inverness quite comfortable at the back. Even when the ball's played forward, it's quite easy for them to just turn, not under a huge amount of pressure, and play it back to Sarah Murphy in goals. Deans trying to win it back and does. Oh, she does so well. She doesn't give her opposite numbers a moment's peace. She had played it out to Scott on the right wing. Her ball through from Mackenzie, slightly overhit. So it is becoming a bit of a trademark of Cali Thistle's play. Look to get it wide quickly and then either take on a marker from there or try and play it through for Achille Mackenzie and Abby Ross. Lorna McRae, as we may see in the second half. As it is for the time being, the ball's come back to Sarah Murphy in goal. Stonehaven head on that one, but I don't know if she's going to be able to get it under control. Brady's there and wins it back. Only to give it away straight away, but Deans once again gets his foot in there. Now here's Scott on the right side. Ball through. I think Kelly Mackenzie was offside anyway, but the ball's gone out. I could hear that. There's Stonehaven. It's a good bit of play there, actually. Quick feet, but the pass doesn't quite come off for them. They try and move forwards here. It's not the right ball, though. Straight to Becky Dingwall. And here's McIver. Looks to be one of the few left-footed players in this team, and that's potentially a very good ball through for Bodiam. She can get there. The keeper's got it, but only kicked it off Bodiam. Ross gives it to her. I think it's an offside there. That ball coming back. Taken forward, but it's cut out by Brady. Salsa dummy to two Stonehaven players. Plays through Bodiam. She's on a stronger right foot. She can't quite reach and get a shot in there. Still alive, but only just. Cleared straight to Deans and now to Brady. Maybe could have gone down there and got a free kick, but she decided to stay on her feet. Credit to her. Here's Scott. Deans looks to play it through to Gillies. That's a really clever ball there. Stonehaven defender got a foot in there though. Just enough to see it out for a throw-in. Scott to take. Brady comes short to get it. Let's give him thought was trying to give back to Scott. She would have been offside. Brady takes it in herself again. Still going into the box now. Here's Mackenzie. Manages to turn. Oh, it's a good save. Could have been Mackenzie's 5th of the afternoon, but denied by the Stonehaven goalkeeper. They will be asking questions about how she was allowed the space and time to turn and get that shot away in the first place, but it's a good save in the end. It's now Bodiam to take the corner. I think this is the first corner of the afternoon. Gone towards the back post. Mackenzie and Gillies, I think, getting in each other's ways. And it's a goal kick. Just needs somebody to put a name on that. Either one of them would have been in a decent position to get a header in towards goal, but they just collided with each other instead. Often when you hear people talking about communication in football, it's about organisation, it's in a defensive manner, but needed a little bit more of it there in an attacking sense as well. Gillies looking to play the ball forward. Not really anybody there to aim for though, but Mackenzie goes and chases it. The ball's only cleared to Deans. Looks to play through Scott. It's a good ball. She's got plenty of space out here, plenty of time to make up her mind. Tries to pick out Ross. Just over, but Deans keeps it alive. Can't get a shot away. Still into the box here, and Bodiam deflected. Oh, it's just turned around the post. Nearly absolute calamity for Stonehaven at the back. Wasn't a huge amount of power on the shot from Bodiam, but defender didn't get a shout from the keeper. Just talking about communication both at the back and at the front. She recovers just well enough to prevent another goal, but Bodiam takes the corner. Looks for Brady this time. It's another corner. Must have come off a yellow and black shirt there last. It's already a sign of improvement there actually from Inverness. It was one of the first pre-season games they played when Stonehaven came up here at the start of the summer. And that occasion there's a few corners that were all allowed to bounce in the penalty area. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case this afternoon. I think that Scott takes the corner this time. It's fired in. The keeper manages to get a solid pair of hands on it to take it under control. Inverness looking to reorganise here. It's Andrew's header. Kyver's not going to get there to keep it in. So it's a Stonehaven throw about halfway into the Inverness half. They haven't shown too much of an attacking threat so far this afternoon, but it only takes one goal to potentially swing things. We've seen goals come in flurries already plenty of times this season. Number 12 quickly closed down by both McIver and Deans. Deans on the chase for this one. Bodiam looking to get back into defensive position as well. That's Deans who eventually makes the interception. She's got a few options ahead of her. Mackenzie to her right, Ross and Bodiam to her left. She instead picks out a Stonehaven shirt. Ball comes out to Scott here on the right, just inside her own half. Looks to play the 1-2 with Brady, and looks like she's going to get there quite easily. You can tell these are two of the more experienced players in the team who've played with each other quite a lot over the years. No doubts about that. Just played the pass and went. She'd want to throw in deep into the Stonehaven half. Throws back to Brady, who does help it on into the box. Nobody really there. Mackenzie had also come short as an option for the throw-in. And they're going to get to run this back one more time. This time it's Ross that goes short. Brady there too. It's Brady that gets it. But that's a slightly loose pass. Looking to give it back to Julia Scott. Or Ralphie, as she's affectionately known amongst the group. Here's Scott again. Gives it to Ross this time, into Brady. Thought it was good feet for a second there, but she does eventually get caught in possession. And Dingwall gives it to our opposite number in defence. Ball played through here for Abby Ross. She does have Mackenzie in the middle. Bodiam coming at the back post, and it's straight to Bodiam. She can't get a shot away again. It's last-ditch defending by Stonehaven. They've needed it a couple of times. Doesn't change the scoreline already though. 5-0 to Inverness as we come towards the latter stages of the first half. Brady to Andrews inside the centre circle. Gives it wide right to Gillies, who looks to play it straight through for Mackenzie. She's latched onto this. She's gone round the keeper. Is it too tight of an angle? Oh, just. It's a great effort. Just went across the face of goal and out the other side. Mackenzie doesn't just want this match ball. She wants a couple, I think, this afternoon. But it is too easy for Callie Thistle to play that ball over the top. Getting plenty of success with it. Goal kick straight to Bodiam. Ross gives it back to her. Looks, I think, to play it to Brady, but it's Mackenzie who gets a foot in there. Stabs it out to Scott on the right. Crosses it from deep. Again looking for Bodiam at the back post. Just wide of the mark. It's a fantastic cross in. Bodiam met it on the volley. Couldn't quite get enough on it to direct it towards goal. Just misses the target. Podium would be wondering what she has to do this afternoon to get a goal. That's 3 or 4 times she's been in, either meeting crosses or just getting there in front of a goalkeeper. She hasn't quite managed to find the net as yet. I'm sure if they keep playing like this, one will come for her. Deans gives it back to Gillies now. It's allowed space and time to come forward. Looks to play it into the box, but it's cut out by a yellow and black shirt. Andrews with the header. It's a very high defensive line right now for Inverness because Stonehaven have got so many people back. Even the defenders are inside the opponent's half. Here's Andrews again, centre back, moving into the final third. Gives it to Scott. Already seen a couple of examples of her crossing ability. She puts another one in. Mackenzie with the header, it's over the bar. Haven't seen too much of that this season. That crossing that Scott clearly gives Callie Thistle. We've seen them using their pace to get in behind the defence. We've seen them playing balls over the top, taking their opponents on. Scott's given them an extra dimension just as we tick down the minutes in this first 45. Goal kick this time picks out Brady. Callie Thistle doing well, winning the loose balls. Here's McIver now. Out to Dingwall, left back. McIver caught in possession, but quickly manages to get back goal side. So even trying to just keep the ball for a little bit here, but Deans wins it back. Plays through Bodiam. Can she go past her marker? She can. It's on her weaker side. That's a good save from the goalkeeper. I always had the feeling there she was trying to cut back in. Couldn't quite manage it. So still shot with her left. The angle just got ever tighter and it was cut out by the goalkeeper. And Ross, I think Bodiam's offside there. So she lets it run out. Still alive. The ball hasn't gone out yet and Ross is trying to keep it in. It just goes as she gets there. Just teasing her the whole way. Looked like she was going to try and keep it in. It looks like she was going to do it for a while. Just an extra revolution on the ball. Takes it out of reach. It's another goal kick for Stonehaven. Brady going for it. Does get to it, but can't quite take it under control. Andrews with the diagonal ball out to the right. Number 3 against number 3 there. And it's Scott making the run. Brady with the ball, cutting inside, going past a couple of players. You can see the frustration when she can't pick out a teammate there. It's a hopeful ball forward more than anything else for Stonehaven. A similar effort and response though from Inverness. Bodiam now with the ball. Deans tries to give it back to her. Not quite. So close here. Here's Dingwall. I think she tried to pass it inside, but she's ended up going past the right back. Can't quite keep it in. Of course, she now has to make the long run back into position at left back. Last time we did a stream, of course, it was Tina Callie playing there. Another natural left footer. She's not in the squad today, so Dingwall filling in there instead. Although Callie had played further forward at the stadium a few weeks back. Thistle also missing Nicola Ross in defence, Emily Twaddle and Charlotte Arrowsmith. Scored a couple of goals for them this season, but not missing that as yet. As Andrews coolly plays it back to Murphy. That's a slightly wild pass out, looking for Dingwall, but does just about get there first and wins the throw-in. Thought that one might have been a chance for Stonehaven to break forward, but not quite. Here's Bodiam, can't quite keep that one in. Another throw in for Stonehaven, right below us on the right wing. Dingwall with the ball forward, Ross gets there. Bodiam making the run ahead as well. It's cut out. Another throw in. Deans comes to take it, but bounces off her knee towards a Stonehaven player. She does well to get back in there and win it back. She just doesn't stop in the middle of the park, does she? It's a ball through, looking for Mackenzie, slightly overhit again. Said that a few times this afternoon. Of course, Mackenzie won't be complaining too much with 4 goals to her name already, but potentially could be a couple more if she managed to get onto some of those. Gillies here being put under pressure. Looks like she was beaten for pace, and she's won the free kick. She didn't manage to play the ball back to Murphy. Wondered if the referee would play advantage there, really. With Inverness still having the ball, but he's decided no advantage to be gained, given the free kick. You haven't had too many of those this afternoon either. And Andrews almost overshoots that one, plays it back to Murphy. Gives it to McIver. Does have Dingwall ahead of her, as well as Deans in the middle of the park. She'll have to give it to Dingwall. Bodiam looking to make the run down the line. Ross inside, she gives it to Bodiam. 3 or 4 teammates charge into the middle. Bodiam with the shot, it's a good save. Still alive, but Stonehaven just about managed to get it clear. It's cleared away, it is still in. It's one of those that could quite easily have just curled out and then back in again, but it did stay in the whole way. We could see it from where we were. And now Dingwall moves forward. Looking to play Bodiam through. I think she has. Bodiam gets there. On her left foot, looking to cross into the middle. And it's good hands again from the Stonehaven goalkeeper to hold on to that one. There's been a couple of times she's been needed to make sure this doesn't get worse for Stonehaven. It's one of those there, not just to keep that out of the reach of Calais Thistle players, but to hold on to it. It was hit hard, so it's good goalkeeping there. Andrews back to Murphy again. This time picks out Brady, looking to go a little bit further forward, more quickly this time. Gillies looking at her options. Looking for Mackenzie, it's cut out, but it's gone high, right in the middle of the park. Deans wins it back. Again, how many times have I said that? It's becoming a regular theme this season for Calais Thistle. She plays Scott into plenty of space down the right. She gives it to Mackenzie. Maybe just came to her a little more quickly than she was anticipating. Couldn't sort her feet out. Misses the target. Goal kick for Stonehaven as we count down the minutes in this first half. Just about 5 to go. Here's Kirsty Deans now again. Taking the ball forward, middle of the park. Bodiam a little bit narrower than she has been for much of the game so far. Does get a little bit crowded out as a result. Here's Brady now, looking for options. Dingwall's the one giving a bit of width. Bodiam looks to go back out there. It's Bodiam that's the target of this through ball. It's weighted well this time, finds her. She's closed down quickly, has to settle for the throw-in. Can Inverness get a 6th before half time? They've got a corner to try and do it. It's going to be Bodiam to take. Looking around, we've got Scott challenging the goalkeeper. We've got Deans, Mackenzie, Brady, Ross. Gillies joining them now just inside the box. As they all charge forward. It's aimed towards Brady. She can't quite get there. But Gillies keeps it alive. Gives it back to Dingwall, who's briefly come out to the right-hand side from left back. Mackenzie trying to work her way around a couple of defenders to get a shot away. Lays it off to Brady. It's not just over the bar, it's actually gone over the fence. We're going to need a new ball. Oh, goal kick as the wind just picks up a little bit here in Inverness Royal Academy. Don't think the conditions have had that much of an effect. When they had that pre-season friendly here between these two teams a couple of months ago now, it was a very windy day, and could put that down as a reason for Inverness overhitting some of their passes, shooting this way in the first half. Range has been a little bit better so far today. So a few overhit. They've managed to get plenty of rewards for it so far. Stonehaven win the ball back in their own half. Doesn't look like too much of a plan going forward there, though. Bit of a lump forward, and it's cut out by Dingwall. Come across the Inverness defence. It's now the Gillies at right back. Had Mackenzie looking to make a run, but took the short option instead. Here is Mackenzie, trying to squeeze away between two defenders. It's come out to Julia Scott with options. Picks out Deans, who shoots, but that's another one that's gone over the bar and over the fence. I think whoever it was that went and got that ball back had only just returned from getting the last one. She's been set on her way again. Good to get a bit of a run out, I suppose, when you're not playing, as we draw in towards the colder afternoons. And back on the pitch, so it's another goal kick for Stonehaven. Mackenzie this time trying to win it back. It's come out to Deans. Plays the ball through for Bodiam. What can she do with it this time? Tries to take it first time. Doesn't really connect that well with it. Skews it high and wide. But you can see where the threat's coming from. It's too easy for Inverness to break the defensive line for Stonehaven. Play a ball either from defence into midfield or even over the top for somebody to run onto. Here we go again, Bodiam trying to get another one in. Up against Stonehaven's number 28. Does get a cross in, but it's cut out at the second marker. Dingwall wins it back. Just crowded out a little bit for space. It's cleared away for a throw-in. Deans switches the play to Gillies. I've seen her in this sort of position a few times this afternoon. Gives it back to Deans. She gets tackled, but it's only come out to the left, and Dingwall does have Bodiam ahead of her. Tries to play her through, she gets there, cuts it back in, gets another go at it, and I think that's a corner, and it is. Looks like it's going to be the same sort of setup as last time. Just got right in the 6-yard box, everybody else on the edge trying to run in, get a mark. That's Brady with the header, saved. And it's Mackenzie with the follow-up, saved again. Where would Stonehaven be without their goalkeeper? It's two crucial saves to keep the scoreline down at 5-0. Mackenzie then missed the third effort, stretching for it, I think, a little bit to be fair to her. Went wide of the mark. Ball back into play here. Brady, the one going for it. Loses track of the ball briefly there, but does manage to get it under control. She gives it to Scott down the right-hand side. She wins the throw-in. Gillies just trying to get forward, to get involved in some of this action. Stonehaven alert to the danger, though. It's come back out to Scott. He tries to cross it for Bodiam, but it's a bit too much curl on it from that right-hand side. Dingwall does well to get back into it. Gives it to McIver, who's coming under pressure here. She does well staying on her feet, actually. She has a shot from just outside the box. It's never really threatening Stonehaven. Was going wide of the mark. The keeper comes round and picks it up instead. Tries to launch it forward, but there's nobody, no Stonehaven player in the Inverness half there giving them an outlet. And Deans takes it under control well. But that's an overhit pass looking for Gillies. If we're playing with the mini goals at the side of the park, she'd have finally got on the score sheet herself, but that's not how we do things here in the Championship North. Sends a throw in for Stonehaven. Brady does well though, just to ease the yellow and black shirt out of possession. They do still have it here though. It's come back out, trying to rebuild again. Dingwall makes the interception. Gives it to Brady. Looks for Bodium. That's a loose touch there. Almost allows Ross to get in and win it. It's come to Dingwall anyway. She's got Bodium in space ahead of her. But 28 comes across well. And there's the halftime whistle. It's been a good, very solid first half for Inverness Caledonian Thistle. 5-0 up. 4 of those coming from Kaylee McKenzie, 1 from Abby Ross. They might feel like it could have been more. They've hit the post. There've been a few good saves from the Stonehaven goalkeeper. A couple of times they've been played through on goal and just haven't quite managed to get possession of it again. That being said, Cara Mason will be delighted with how her side have played, not just going forward, but that they haven't really been threatened that much at the back in that first half. And she'll be after more of the same in the second 45 minutes. We'll take a brief break ourselves. Go and make yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever you want. Make sure you join us to see if Cali Thistle can see out what should, from here, knock on wood, be a one-sided victory. We're back and getting ready now for the second half. I'm sure the message from Cali Thistle manager Karen Mason will be the same again, but she is making 3 changes at the half-time interval. Abby Ross, Kaylee McKenzie and Natalie Bodium going off to be replaced by Hannah Gordon, Lorna McRae and Robin Evans. Just a reminder, if you missed the very start of the match, we don't have the lineup for Stonehaven, so I'll do my best to refer to them by their numbers, but can't really tell you if there's any changes there as yet. Does look like they're lining up in the same sort of formation. And we're underway for the second half. It's a whole new attacking lineup really for Cali Thistle in the second half, but no less potent. And here's Scott playing McRae through. She takes an early shot, and it's another goal. Cali Thistle started the second half just as they started the first by adding to the score sheet. Lauren McRae a little bit unlucky to be denied. Good save by the Stonehaven keeper with her feet, but Hannah Gordon was there. First touch of the match to convert, make it 6-0 to Cali Thistle. Of course, Kaylee McKenzie getting a couple of goals very early on in the first half. It's more about controlling it after they took an early lead towards the end of the first half, but start of the second, potentially as they mean to go on with Gillies now, looking to break it down the right hand side. She wins throw-in. I think at half-time Mason had particular praise for Brady, Deans and Scott. Rightfully so, they have been running the game between them. Those to go off, McKenzie of course with 4 goals to her name, Abby Ross with 1. Bodium very unlucky not to get on the score sheet herself. Came close a few times, just couldn't quite get the shot in. Stonehaven keepers nearly fumbled that one, but did manage to hold on. It's a cross from Dingwall. Wasn't really towards anybody in the middle, not that far forward. There's the Deans with the header up. Nobody there winning the second ball for Inverness. I think they're going to have to settle for the throw in here inside their own half. Gillies now with the throw, looking for Gordon. He does often play the role of target woman, as again, the ball nearly comes right up towards us here. Gordon, a good option for Inverness to hold the ball up. She has done that plenty of times, but she does also have an eye for goal herself, as you just saw at the start of the second half. Dingwall's getting crowded out a little bit, but Dean's there to pick up the pieces, driving forward, looks to play McRae in, using her pace to full advantage, but it's a good save from the goalkeeper. The way the first half went, if it is a very similar pattern after half-time here, it's going to suit McRae. She's one of the quickest players in this Cali Thistle squad, so if they give her any sort of space to run into, she's going to take full advantage. So the ball comes back to Sarah Murphy here. Heads it forward towards Brady. Just gets nudged out of the way. The referee says unfairly. It's an Inverness free kick. Chance for them to build up again. Andrews to take it. So waits for people to move up another 5 yards or so. She plays a diagonal ball through. Looking for Evans, but can't quite get there. She does well to pressure the defender though and win a throw in right in the corner. Let's give it to Deans, who arrives late. Turns back onto her stronger right foot, and now here's Brady. McIver coming under a bit of pressure there. Does fairly well. Very nearly caught out, but she does manage to pick out Andrews. Here's Gillies. Scott giving her an option on the right. She instead chooses to go to her left and towards club captain Kirsty Deans. Back towards McIver. Looking to play it through. I'm not sure if that's for McRae or for Gordon, but it's come out to Evans on the left. Gets into the middle. Gordon with a delicate shot. Denied by the crossbar, and the Stonehaven keeper dives on it. Very easy to just throw a foot at that and blaze it wide or blaze it over the bar straight at somebody right beside her. Gordon instead tried to take the delicate option, flicking it over the goalkeeper, and it very nearly worked. And very nearly a second for her, even though she just came on at halftime. Gordon again, the target there. It's come out, it's played through from McRae instead by Deans. It's a fantastic pass through, and it's another goal for Inverness. That's their 7th of the afternoon, a first for Lorna McRae. I said she could have plenty of enjoyment this afternoon if they gave her space to run into. They were so far advanced there, she didn't have a huge amount of space to run into, but she did manage to find a pocket of it, getting the ball. Like I say, it's a great pass from Deans. She managed to make the most of it. Might not have been a bad idea for Mason to freshen up the attacking line at half-time. Of course, the likes of Gordon and McRae have seen what Abby Ross, Kelly McKenzie could do in the first half. Now it's up to them to do the same sort of thing, keep their place, or earn a place rather, in the starting 11. Scott with the throw to Brady. Gives it back to McIver, the centre of defence. Plenty of options ahead of her. She elects to go one to her left, and Becky Dingwall left back. Evans tries to play it through to her. It takes a deflection, but Dingwall gets there anyway. Just eased off the ball. She tried to move inside. It's good defending from Stonehaven. McIver looks to steal a march there and get the ball first. Instead, just misses everybody. It's come out now. Gillies at right back. It's a ball through. Offside called against Lorna McRae though. She doesn't need to be too far ahead of her marker. She's going to be quick enough to get to the ball first more often than not anyway. A break in play here as Stonehaven changed their free kick taker. Ready to get back underway now. As Andrews takes control of it from the free kick. Looks to play it through to Gordon. Angle isn't really there. Stonehaven, as has been the story of this match, can't really get it under control and string a couple of passes together. Same again there as Deans makes the interception. Looks to play McRae through the middle. Keeper comes out first, nearly gives it straight to Scott. She wasn't really expecting that. It came off a Stonehaven defender before it got to Scott, but it did come off her last and go out for a throw-in. Gillies gets beaten here in the right back, but she recovers well to win it. Looks to give it to Gordon. Again, not sure I was entirely expecting that, but she does manage to get there. Doesn't quite judge the high ball properly and loses possession, but Inverness have it back now in the left. Here's Deans, cool in possession, looks to play it through to Gordon. That's just too far ahead of her though. It is going to be an adjustment, of course, when you change your 3 attackers. Have different skills, different attributes if you like. That kind of ball might have been perfect for McRae. Gordon wasn't quite going to get there. It's the right idea though. It's the same attacking intent that we saw all the way through the first half from Cali Thistle. No sign of it letting up. It's going to be another throw to Cali Thistle here on the left, looking to take it quickly and get McRae through, and it has come through to her under a little bit of pressure from a couple of defenders. Eventually gets crowded out. Oh, that's not cleared. Eventually is, but you can see the threat that Inverness have going forward. Here's Brady again, looking to move forward. Evans wants that on the left wing. Gordon just checked her run just at the wrong time there. She may have been offside, she hadn't, in fairness. It's gone all the way through to the Stonehaven stopper instead. Thought we were about to get a little bit of head tennis there. Instead, it's gone out for a Stonehaven throw on the right. Do have a few fans down here in person. They're getting best view of the action there, over on that far side. Of course, now that various pandemic restrictions have lifted, we can get supporters back down here at the Inverness Royal Academy. It was a decent crowd a few weeks ago when they were at the Caledonian Stadium for the first time. Good to see so many faces coming down, lending their support to the team. Well, they're watching around the edge of the pitch here, or watching on the stream. They'll be delighted with what they're seeing. Here's Scott looking to play the ball down the line. She gets caught out there though. Not quite under control from Stonehaven, and it's an Inverness throw-in. Scott and Gillies almost seem to have swapped positions at times this half. Scott going back into defence, Gillies being the more attacking of the two. As Gordon tries to chase this one down. Goalkeeper comes out outside the box. Brady's down injured in the middle of the park. I think the Stonehaven player recognised that. Brady has suffered in the early part of the year with blisters. Calling for the physio, which of course Karen Mason fills the role of for Caley Thistlewoman as well as manager. They do have Lauren Donald listed as a substitute, but I think she's just saying there that they don't really have any options. This will be a blow to Caley Thistle if Brady has to go off. She's been such a key figure in the middle of the park. Talk about her experience, but her energy levels as well. Her and Deans just don't stop there. It's vital when it comes to winning the ball back for Caley Thistle and getting them going again on the front foot going forward. Does look in a little bit of pain here though. Brady a couple of years ago tore her ACL and had to miss a good chunk of the season. Shame to see her go off. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I like to think it's nothing too serious. As Lauren Donald does come on in her place. It's one thing about Caley Thistlewomen, they don't go off easily. You need to be really feeling it for them to be forced off with an injury. That's all of Caley Thistle substitutes used now, so they definitely don't have anyone left. If somebody else does go down hurt, of course fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Could be a good bit of experience here actually for Lauren Donald. But it will potentially necessitate a bit of change in the middle of the park for Caley Thistle with such an experienced player go off and a relatively inexperienced one coming on in her place. It's a good ball in the end from Murphy there, playing it out wide to the right, and Scott picks it up. She's allowed plenty of time in the ball to assess her options and pick her next one. To eventually come all the way out to the lat where Becky Dingwall has the ball now. Has Evans ahead of her. Just elects to check back, pick out Deans, plays it to Donald. Runs into a bit of trouble, but she tries to win it back. Doesn't quite come off for her. That clearance more than anything else from Stonehaven. It's pretty easy for Murphy to deal with. It has been a quiet afternoon for Murphy. I think there was one time in the first half she's put under a bit of pressure, but the ball's now come through from McRae. Can she get there first? Not quite. I think that was about as close as she could have come to getting there without actually making contact with the ball. Looked for a good amount of that time like it was going to be hers. Keep her on her toe as well. The ball coming in from the right for Caley Thistle, but again, too easy for the Stonehaven goalkeeper. Wasn't all that close to her, but there was nobody really in the middle of the box stopping her from coming out and getting that one. It's one of the first times I could probably say Caley Thistle were lacking numbers going forward. Maybe the substitutions just leading to a little bit of disorganisation. But at the back, Mason must be pleased with what she's seen so far. That last passage of play there has basically been the story of the match. Anytime Stonehaven have got the ball forward, Caley Thistle have dealt with it pretty quickly. And there again, Stingwell makes the interception. The pass is just beyond Donald. Stonehaven trying to bring it forward. Andrews trying to get across. Can't quite get there. It's number 18. That's a poor ball though. Scott manages to get back and intercept. Clears it forward. Still in the whole way for McRae. Oh, that's unlucky. She'd done well to keep it in, keep it alive. Gordon had come over to help her out, but communication maybe not quite there. She plays it past her. Stonehaven now tried to move forward, but Andrews gets the ball back and earns the throw-in. Cry settled down there from Cara Mason on the sidelines. Ictwfc in full control of this, 7-0 up. No need to try anything too risky, although of course, as I said at the start of the half, attackers that have come on will be desperate to show that they're just as capable as those they've replaced and get a few goals to their name. There's still plenty of time left in the match for that to happen though, as Dean sprays a good ball out wide to the left, and Dingwall looks to play all the way through. It has come through to Gordon. She shoots. I think that's just wide. She may feel she could have done better with that one. She tries to get a second of the afternoon. It wasn't quite to be. But it just shows you how quickly things can turn around. Even when Stonehaven have the ball around about the halfway mark, just inside the Inverness half, within seconds, Inverness can be one-on-one with the keeper. Gordon with the header there from the goal kick. Nobody quite getting under control just yet. That's a good touch from Donald to do just that. And she gets it back from Gillies. It's a slice clearance, and it's McRae latching onto it. She goes past one, tries to go past two. In fact, it may have even been a pass for Gordon. He didn't quite see it coming, and the goalkeeper manages to pick it up. It's launched forward into the Inverness half this time. That's a poor bit of control from Stonehaven's number 28. Because they haven't had too much to do going forward. It's a poor touch from Donald there, but Stonehaven can't take advantage. Anytime they do look like they're just about to get a little bit of space to move into going forward, or string a couple of passes together, it's just one that's overhit or not quite hard enough and the move breaks down. Ictwfc do still need to concentrate though. So we're going to be defending a throw in here. Even trying to move inside. Inverness doing it back, and there's Deans with the ball out to Scott. Gordon making the run, McRae making the run. Play closer to Gordon, but it's McRae coming around trying to get it. The keeper has to come out quickly once again. He tried to take a quick throw in. Ball did bounce maybe a little bit too far into the pitch to take full advantage of the keeper coming so far out. But Inverness are moving forward. It's cleared away. I think that's still a throw in. Can't be far away from going out for a corner, but did just cross the line at the side first. So it's Scott going over to take the throw. Billy's giving her an option, as is Gordon and Donald. Goes for Donald, come into the box. What can she do with it from here? Keeps it alive, well done there. Gives it to McRae, whose shots charged down pretty quickly. Stonehaven trying to break forward. That's a nice touch there, but it's a poor follow-up pass to try and take advantage of it. That is a handball. A bit unlucky there. It's an awkward bounce on this artificial surface at the IRA, of course. Didn't quite judge it properly. It's bounced up, hit her hand. Definitely was making her body bigger, and of course that's the rule nowadays. Andrews, as Inverness tried to build, safe from the back, but they're about 10 yards into the Stonehaven half. Ball through for Scott, just out of reach. Ball was played by Gordon, who came on at half-time. Didn't take her long to score. Finding the net with her first touch just about a minute after coming on. Inverness, I still feel like there's a few more goals here for them if they want it though. But they're going away a free kick here. I think that's handball. For Stonehaven, I suppose, to an extent, it's damage limitation, but also want to try and get a goal or two themselves for a bit of pride. They have won a game already this year. Got 1 out of their 6 league matches finished in success for them. So they are capable of getting a few goals. Did say right at the very start, Inverness will be heavy favourites for this. If the form book was anything to go by, if their head-to-head was anything to go by, it'd be in line for a big win. But of course, Cara Mason really wants that clean sheet. Got one last time out against Dunfermline. Love another one here just to show that it's a more complete performance. And maybe under a bit of threat here with Stonehaven moving forward. It's good work from Becky Dingwall to win the ball back though. She had to battle for it, had to follow her marker. for about 10-15 yards, but did manage to get it back in the end. And then Inverness moving into the Stonehaven half once again. It's a good touch from McRae through to Gordon. Maybe a bit of a heavy touch there from Gordon, though. Can't make the most of it as the keeper comes out to gather the ball in. Well, it's forward, but nobody really there. Certainly not a teammate there. So Inverness quite calmly deal with it, and again gives it back to Sarah Murphy in goal. It's one of those matches that's potentially more of a challenge for someone like Murphy, actually. Not having too much to do and then occasionally getting called into action. She has to make sure she's concentrating the whole time. One of those back passes, she takes her eye off the ball, it could be in, and that's an easy goal that they've conceded. She has to be on it the whole time. Throw in for Stonehaven now, right down by the byline. You just get the first bit of rain coming into the afternoon. Here's Dingwall through, looking for Evans. Stonehaven player comes, and I think that was a shot. Kind of difficult to know. Either way, it goes high, holds up in the wind a little bit, and Murphy manages to get round and claim it on the bounce before launching it forward herself. McRae could be through here, one-on-one with the keeper. Murphy's ball went through everybody, and McRae, oh, she did so well up until the finish. Through one-on-one, had basically gotten the ball down and under control. I think she was caught in two minds a little bit, whether to just blast it into the net or lift it over the goalkeeper. In the end, she did neither, really. Murphy potentially has the chance to do the same thing again here, but she elects to throw it to Dingwall in the left back position. Inside to Deans, who turns. Always on the move, never stops. But her ball isn't the best, and it's cut out by a Stonehaven defender. Do manage to play a couple of passes this time. It's not often we've been able to say that this afternoon. And that's part of the reason why. Lumped ball forward, nobody really in the vicinity of it. Easy one for Murphy to come out and take under very little pressure. The ball through, it was aimed for Gordon, didn't get there. I think that ball had gone out, but the referee doesn't agree. Ends up being a throw-in for Inverness. Well, maybe got a bit of good fortune there, managing to get an extra 30 or 40 yards up the pitch. Can they make the most of it? Scott with the throw, got a few options around her. Looks for Gordon. He manages to turn her marker, play the ball into the middle, but McRae had also come short for the throw-in, so it wasn't much to aim for. Here's Scott now. Thought about shooting there. Wouldn't have blamed her if she did. Gillies looking to play a diagonal ball through for Evans. She's offside given. The ball does end up in the net. She got there before the goalkeeper. I think she almost shouldered it in the end, but the referee had already blown his whistle. The goal does not count. Still just the 7 for Cali Thistle instead. Of course, they will still want more. Plenty of time left in the match. Every chance that they will get another goal or two, maybe even reach double figures again. Here's McRae looking to add one more. She hits it almost around the goalkeeper. It's not quite going in. It's wide. McRae's gotten into that kind of position a couple of times now, the last few minutes. Hasn't managed to take one of the chances, but you have to believe it's coming. And Gordon with the header from the goal kick. Gives it to Scott on the right. Donald gave her the option, but instead goes for Gordon. Back down to Gillies. Deans and back to McIver. Inverness starting again, building from the back. All their defence inside the Stonehaven half. Gillies can't take that one under control on the bounce. Stonehaven throw the ball there, just went out right beside Jana Brady, who's currently icing her knee. So fingers crossed that really isn't anything too serious, knowing that she was out for such a long time. Stonehaven through again, looking to play over the top, thinks better of it once Inverness come across and cover. Here's Deans trying to play it through. Scott's the closest one to it. That's a lax ball. McRae can't quite get there. Almost like a bit of pinball in the Stonehaven box. Could have been anybody's. In the end, it was the goalkeeper's. And that's a long ball forward for the Stonehaven number 18 to run onto. It's one of the first times they've had this much space in the Inverness half. Andrews does well to block the first one, but does get past her. That's a good ball through as well to number 23. Maybe forced a little bit wide, allowing Cali Thistle to get back in numbers. And Dingwall does well to finally remove some of the danger. That's what manager Cara Mason is wary of. She doesn't want the concentration to slip and an easy goal like that, from their point of view at least, to be let in. It's a good recovery, but she doesn't want them to be in that sort of position in the first place, because against better teams, they may well be made to pay for it. Ball played through there. Gordon was offside, but it's been cleared straight to her. She can't quite get it down early enough to get a shot away, but she has won the free kick, which she looks to take quickly. The referee says no, the ball was still moving. So instead, Scott standing over it. Not really sending any extra numbers forward. Instead, Scott shoots, trying to catch the keeper out. She nearly does. It was definitely going in. Maybe not quite enough height on it. It just dropped nicely for the Stonehaven stopper. Even then, she didn't take it particularly cleanly. Andrews with the header. Gordon gets in there to win it. Now it's come out to Deans and just about the centre spot. Gillies now in the right back position, looking to move forward. Play it through for Gordon. That's too far ahead of her, though. Ball is on. Just need to weight it a little bit better than that to get success. Donald beaten to the ball by Stonehaven's number 18, who's just popped into life a little bit these last few minutes. But Deans gets the better of her there, gives it to Scott on the right. Gordon's making the run down the line. Looks to give it to her, but it's again overhit. Gonna be an Inverness throw in right in the final third again. I think the Stonehaven keeper is actually feeling the effects of Scott trying to catch her out. Just holding onto her side a little bit there. Don't know if that's a stitch or if that's an impact injury. Either way, there's no doubt she'll be continuing. Stonehaven try and clear it away. It's come out to the right hand side there. The number 23, Dingwall's there to cut her out. That's a nice passage of play between her and Evans, but doesn't quite come off for them. McIver to Andrews and across again to Gillies. Inverness in full control at this point. It's ball through for Gordon. I think Stonehaven wanted an offside, but here's Deans now with the shot. It's a good save. McRae's there. McRae's there and she puts the ball in the net, but she's offside. So the second goal in this half Inverness have had ruled out for offside. Can't afford to let that frustration build. They are 7 goals up, but they want to see this out with a flourish. Donald taking it under control from that goal kick to McRae, looking to find Gordon. She lost her footing a bit there. I'm not sure if she was tripped or if she just slipped. The referee says there was no foul in it, at least. Stonehaven tried to move forward. Andrews has to make the interception there to prevent Stonehaven moving further forward. Throwing, looking to play it over the top. Dean's there, cut it out though. I feel like I haven't gone more than 3 or 4 passes without mentioning Dean. She's been pretty much everywhere so far this afternoon. Another really impressive performance, but here comes Donald. Donald does well to win it back, actually. It's Gordon now that's going to have to win it. She does. She plays it through from McRae. Number 3's trying to get across, but she's through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Can she finish it this time? She goes around the goalkeeper. Can't quite wrap her foot around the shot. Another chance goes begging for Cali Thistle. They could have been at double figures long before now if they'd taken all their chances. Of course, very few teams do in any given match. McRae in particular could have had a hat-trick, much like Natalie Bodium could have in the first half if things had gone slightly differently for her. Here's Evans now, plenty of time, looking to flick it through to McRae. Instead it's cut out by a defender. But everybody but Sarah Murphy still camped in the Stonehaven half. It's making it difficult for them to really relieve any of this pressure. Gillies to Scott. Gillies makes the run forward, still going, but he tries to find Deans instead. He does give it to Gillies. Plays it through to Gordon on the right. She's got McRae in the middle. Evans at the back post. She goes herself. Good save from the keeper. Try to sneak one out at the near post there. It's always going to be difficult from that sort of angle. She hit it well. Needed strong hands to keep it out. That's exactly what Stonehaven got. Inverness throwing once again. Gillies this time to take. Finds McRae this time. Keeps it alive with Scott. Looked like she might have been about to get forced back, but instead gives it to Gordon, who turns her defender, but just runs away from her. Even now from the Stonehaven goal kick, there's nobody other than Sarah Murphy, the Cali Thistle goalkeeper, in the Cali Thistle half. Well, admittedly, that has been the story of much of these goal kicks. It's gone straight to a Cali Thistle player. This time they can't really make the most of it. This time, though, is potentially a bit of space here for Stonehaven. Number 28 getting played in. Andrews trying to make it back. Supported by 18. The pass a little bit behind her, though. Gillies manages to snuff it out. And that's a skewed clearance straight to McRae. Wonder if she could have played that first time to Gordon. Elects to take it down instead. Deans chips the ball through, looking for Scott. She's going to have a task in her hands keeping this one in. And it does just run away from her. Referee look at his notebook there. Thought for a second he was about to book somebody and I had no idea why. So I think he's just checking a couple of details. This is a Stonehaven throw in. Deep in their own half on the left hand side. As Donald there knees it back to the taker. Can't really get it under control. It's come to Scott. What can she do with it here? Showed her quick feet in the first half. It doesn't really work for her that time. But still not cleared. Just about is now. Andrews gets there first though. That's come through from McRae. Can she get there first this time? Not quite. So around about this time in the first half, the Cali Thistle maybe not quite took their foot off the pedal, but certainly stopped posing as much of a threat in front of goal. Things just stopped coming off for them. Doesn't look like that's going to be the same in the second half as Evans gets there first with the ball into the middle. It is cleared away. She did have McRae and Gordon in the middle to aim for. Maybe not her stronger foot though. This time with the throw in, looking for Donald, who made the run into the middle. It's allowed to bounce inside the box. Gordon's there! And it is another goal for Cali Thistle. Hannah Gordon, second of the afternoon. Similar sort of one to her first in that she was there, the right place at the right time, good anticipation to get into that position. And in the end, a relatively simple finish. It's 8-0 to Cali Thistle. With I think just over 15 minutes to go. They may well be looking for double figures before all said and done this afternoon. It must be said they could already be well into double figures. A couple of good stops from the Stonehaven goalkeeper. A couple of passes just slightly overhit. Kaylin McKenzie hit the post in the first half as well. Gordon hitting the bar in the second half, of course. Here's Deans looking to play it through for Scott, who latches onto this. She's got plenty of support with her. It's a 4-on-3 for Inverness. Surely they must score here. Gordon with the shot. Stretching for it maybe just a little bit and it goes wide. Gordon on a hat-trick herself now. Looking to join Kaylee McKenzie, who scored 4 in the first half alone before coming off at half-time. Goal kick's gone straight to Gordon, who plays it to Evans on the left. Has a bit of work in her hands to find a bit of chance to play the ball. Does eventually get it into the middle, looking for McRae. Defenders there to block it back to her goalkeeper. I think it has been a little difficult for Caley Thistle's fullbacks especially not to push too far forward and hold their position, knowing how much the ball they're having, knowing how far forward the match has really been played for them. Here's Deans again turning with the ball in possession, looking to find Gordon. She had McRae to her left, instead she tries to pick out Scott on the right. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and it's another. 9-0 for Caley Thistle. Julia Scott adding her name to the score sheet. The 5th different scorer for Inverness this afternoon. He's a versatile player, can play in defence, can play midfield. Has a goal in her as well, as we saw at the stadium a couple of weeks ago. And just there. 1-1 with the goalkeeper. Of course, you'd back her to score, but she still has to find the net. And it could be another one here for Caley Thistle. Is this going to be number 10 with McRae? No. It must be said, Caley Thistle has scored 9 goals, but the Stonehaven goalkeeper has made a handful of really good saves this afternoon. You almost have to feel sorry for her. It'll look bad on any goalkeeper conceding this many goals, but it really haven't been her fault. She's played pretty well. Stonehaven trying to break their own duck in front of goal. That was a tired attempt at a pass there, though. A pinball in the middle of the park now as Donald tries to get it down under control. Not quite there as it's cleared away. Andrews to Gillies. Scott on the right wing. The pass wasn't really on to Donald. A couple of yellow and black shirts in the way instead. There's going to be a substitution here for Stonehaven. It's a little bit of a break and play. So there's going to be a substitution. I think it's actually just a player going off. Yeah, it is. Stonehaven are going to play the rest of this match with 10 women. Here's Gordon now, trying to make it 10 goals for Inverness. They've got a corner out of it. Of course, it's Bodiam taking them from one flank in the first half, Scott taking them from the other. Scott's still on the pitch, so she's going to take this one. Queuing up, literally queuing up at the edge of the box from Inverness to get on the end of this. It's drilled into the middle. I think that was Donald that got a foot on it. She was right there with McRae. Got it on the volley, but went over the bar and over the fence. That one will be more of a challenge for, I believe it was Nicola Ross, who's been on the sidelines trying to get the balls that have gone over the fence. Not sure how she gets to that one. So even again with the goal kick, but straight to Scott, but she doesn't quite get it under control. Thankfully for her, in a way, she missed it altogether, so it's still an Inverness throw-in. Trying to play through ball through there. It's Andrews with the attempted pass. Split the difference between Gordon and Scott. Neither of them able to get on the end of it. Just in the background there as Stonehaven keeper takes a goal kick. That's Kelly McKenzie now going to try and get the ball back. Giving Nicola Ross a bit of a break now. Moving into the last 10 minutes here now at Inverness Royal Academy. Caley Thistle 9-0 up on Stonehaven, looking to reach double figures. Not for the first time this season. Not for the first time this year against Stonehaven. Did it in the pre-season friendly. Both that day and a couple of weeks ago at the stadium when they scored 12, there's a few late goals. A couple of those again this afternoon would take them into double figures. And here's Scott looking to make something happen on the right. It's coming inside to Donald. It really is all out defence now from Stonehaven, playing with 10 players at this stage. Just leaving one solitary body vaguely up in attack, but even then deep in her own half. It's maybe making it a little bit more difficult for Caley Thistle to play the ball over the top that they liked so much in the first half, play the ball in behind. There isn't that same amount of space just because the defence has been so deep in these last few minutes. Potentially leading to some of those not even over hit passes, but just running out of space and going out for a goal kick. Here's Scott, come a little bit deeper on the right hand side. Donald's pass blocked, but she has another chance to move forward. Instead it's come out to Scott. Looks to play it through to Gordon. It's not quite hard enough this time, overcompensated a little bit. Potentially a counter-attack here for Stonehaven. Number 19 looking to get past Alex Andrews, who holds her off well. It's a good bit of defending there as Inverness look to move forward once again. Here's Dingwall now, plenty of space. Gives it back to Deans. Plays through Evans, who we haven't seen too much of since she came on in the second half. Haven't gone down the left too much, but she has a chance to shoot here. It's wide of the mark. Most of Inverness's play in the second half has come down the right or through the middle. She hasn't had too much of an opportunity to do too much. Which may be a bit of a surprise considering how much success Bodiam had in that same position in the first half. Inverness now with position. The cry from the sidelines from Karen Mason of keep the ball. Even when they won 12-2 at the stadium a couple of weeks ago, she was focusing on those 2 goals. She's never satisfied unless it's a clean sheet. It's the high standards that Caley Thistle need if they want to go up this season. And there's an example of McRae's pace, managing to get to the ball between the defender and the goalkeeper. How has Evans missed that? She almost overran it. Gordon with the effort this time, it's hit the bar. You have to think Caley Thistle should at least have 10 at this stage. It's 2 golden opportunities for them there. With McRae taking the defence by surprise with her speed. To get in, get the ball under control. She managed to put it into the middle where Evans was coming at the back post. So they almost overran it, couldn't quite divert it towards goal, but it fell to Gordon, whose half volley hit the top of the crossbar and went over. But they come forward again. Here's Deans looking to play in Gordon. Not quite this time. I think Stonehaven looking a bit tired at this point, must be said. Trying to slow things down a little bit, I think. They're not helped by only having 10 players left in the park. Doesn't look like it came with any substitutes, and one of their players has gone off injured. Here's Scott now. Gives it back to Andrews. Nice and simple stuff from Caley Thistle, not taking too many risks. There's Deans looking to play Gordon through. Deans wins it back again with the header. This time does play Gordon through. Goalkeeper just about gets there first, but McRae with the shot. Keeper saves it. Evans, it's the same story, but this time it's blocked by a defender. Fair play to the defender. She's celebrating that like she just scored a goal. She's going to be feeling it for a little bit, I think. It wasn't a tapped shot by any means. It was hit hard, hit in the air. I think it's hit her flush on the chest. She just needs a minute, maybe knock the wind out of her. But it is going to be another Inverness corner. I believe it's Evans to take it out in the left. Keeper gets there but can't take it under control. It's parried away. Donald with the shot. It's turned around for another corner. This will reset. Dingwall threatened to go there for the short option. Thinks better of it. The ball comes into the middle. It's gone all the way across the face of goal. Keeper looked like she was going to come for that, but kind of got crowded out at the near post. Must have had a moment of concern as it went past her. She didn't have too much to worry about as it went out the other side of goal. It's not often you see a team winning going and getting the ball back. Makes sure there's no time wasting, but that's exactly what Julia Scott just did. Keeping the game flowing. Gordon taking the ball down from the goal kick. Dean's trying to get hold of it, but Gordon's got it back to McRae, who turns to the defender. Shoots it straight at the keeper. It's just got a little bit more curve than that. Might have wrong-footed the keeper. Is coming across from right to left. As it was, straight at her really. Simple save to make, but she still held on well. Here's Gillies now. Out to Scott. Those two have linked up really well this afternoon. Down the line to Gordon. It hits her standing foot just as she was about to try and go past the marker. It has been a very strong performance overall from Inverness this afternoon. Maybe it hasn't quite clicked the way it did in the first half after half-time. And there is the full-time whistle. Inverness have to settle for 9. They didn't quite make it to double figures, but the clean sheet will be especially pleasing as they get another 3 points on the board, keeping them about as in touch as they could hope to be with the league leaders. Good performance. Karen Mason will be happy with that. Kelly McKenzie with 4 goals. Abby Ross with 1. Hannah Gordon with 2 after coming on at half-time. Lauren McRae coming on at the same time, getting 1 for herself. And Julia Scott eventually rounding things up at Inverness Royal Academy. It's a job well done for Caley Thistle as they can go and celebrate a 9-0 win over Stonehaven.